What's going on, guys, girls? Rob here, and we got the quick pick for college football games this Saturday. Not the best games on tap this weekend. A couple of decent games, and we'll get to those a little bit on a later end. Let's see. That one I'll put at the end. This one I'll put at the end. And I guess this one I'll put at the end. And I think there's one on the back sheet I'll put at the end. Yeah, right there. Other than that, it's really not a lot going on today. Hey, but I'm going to start off right off the bat with an upset. Number 16, Kansas State goes to West Virginia, and one of the toughest places to play in the country. I'm taking West Virginia in this ball game 31-30. I think it's going to be a very close game. Kansas State is a very fast, quick team. So is West Virginia. West Virginia, I think, lost maybe last week on the last possession situation, but so did some of these other teams. Penn State. Yeah, there's a lot of teams that lost last week, last possessions that may reconcile for it this week. West Virginia is one of them. West Virginia 31-30 over Kansas State. Coastal Carolina traveling to Georgia State. Coastal Carolina is that step above any of these low-tiered FBS teams. 41-17 Coastal Carolina breaks into the top 20. Georgia and Kentucky. Everybody's on the Kentucky train for 2 weeks. And then last week, yeah, they lay an egg. Georgia is still a good football team. They don't beat Alabama, but they never do beat Alabama. This is one time I think that Georgia hangs in with Kentucky. I think they beat, and I think it's a very going to be a very tough game. I just want to double check because I was thinking maybe Georgia played Auburn this week, but I guess not. Find out who Auburn's playing this week. Who does Auburn play today? LSU. Okay, I did not have that game. Okay, both teams playing like crap. That's why. LSU at Auburn. All right. Okay, we'll get that one in just a minute too. But yeah, Georgia, 34-31 over Kentucky. Kentucky's defense is pretty good, but how about Saban's statement this week? College football defense is the last thing we worry about right now. Defense is the last thing we're going to worry about. It's almost like it doesn't matter. I'm like, wow. I couldn't believe that. It's something to that effect anyway. Iowa State, number 23 in the country, playing Kansas. Kansas gets an ass whipping this week too. They played Kansas State last week. Now they're going to get Iowa State this week. Iowa State not in the best of moods either. 44-20. Iowa State rolls into Kansas and rolls out with a win. Memphis and Cincinnati. This one's a scary one. These two teams know each other. Every year they play each other once. And now Cincinnati, number 7 in the country. This is a game I wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole. Take Cincinnati 51-41. Go over if you're going to do anything, but just don't touch either one of these two teams. I just don't like it at all. Clemson without Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence, COVID. He is not playing this week. And they've got Boston College coming to town. Will it make a difference? Yes. Will it make a difference the whole game? No. Boston College probably would have been 30-point dogs. Now they're probably 10-point dogs. They'll cover 31-20, and it may even do better than that. The coverage not bare in Clemson. Notre Dame and Georgia Tech. Notre Dame's been tested a couple of times last week. they were just, everybody was dogging them, said Pittsburgh was going to do this and this and this to them, and they didn't do anything to them. Georgia Tech's really not that good a football team. They head into Georgia Tech. That's about the only thing Georgia Tech has going for them. 38-23, Notre Dame steps in and gets a win. Texas heading to Oklahoma State, number 6 in the country. But you know what? Texas is going to play this game close. They're going to keep them close, but they're going to lose. They always do lose anytime they're playing, quote unquote, the big game. That's what we've learned about Texas over the last 5 to 8 years. Generally, if Texas plays a big game, Texas and Georgia need to start playing in the same conference. Somebody has to win then because they both lose the big game. They will lose right here. 48-40, I like Oklahoma State. Boise State. Last week was Navy, I think it was. This week's Air Force. 53-10, Boise State rolls. Mississippi State at Alabama. Alabama is going to whammo them this week. There's been some words back and forth towards Saban as to him making his comments about the defense and all, about defense not being a big issue and all like that. I think he's going to turn Mac Jones loose this week. 400 yards is not going to be an issue right here. We're going to wonder if he gets 500. I really think they're going to turn him loose. 65-31. I'm taking Alabama huge in this game. I think they win big. Navy at SMU. Navy, they're just going through, they're going through a lot of graduations and stuff like that over the last couple of years, and they just don't manufacture quarterbacks and defensive backs every year, and speed is the number one thing they need, and they don't have as much of it as they have had in the past. 42-24. I'll take SMU in this ball game. 42-24. Missouri playing Florida. I think this is a makeup game from a couple weeks ago or last week. Florida, I've said all along, they're better than a top 10 team. They're 10th right now, but they're better than that. They get to prove it today, and they will. They're going to kick Missouri from one side of the field to the other. 38-17, Florida. Arkansas, Texas A&M. Is this a trip-up game for A&M? They're at home, though, and that's the good part. Arkansas, a decent football team, and they're getting their pieces together slowly. Not this quick, though. A&M beats them 44-34, but it may stay close 3 quarters. All right. North Carolina, Virginia. This is a game I wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole because Virginia is capable of beating Carolina. I don't think they do. I'd go over all day long. But Carolina, 47-35. I think they stretch it right at the end, but I tell you what, Virginia is a decent football team. Western Kentucky, BYU. Hey, BYU, can you find any more cupcakes to play? Western Kentucky may give you a little bit of a game today. 38-28, but BYU stays undefeated. Wake Forest, they beat Virginia Tech last week. Syracuse stayed close with Clemson for 3 quarters. One of them's got to win. I like Wake Forest in this game. At Syracuse, 33-27. LSU heading to Auburn today. Orgeron, will he lose his 3rd game already? Yes, he will. Auburn at home, 38-35. Oklahoma at Texas Tech. Play over all day long on this one. Over. If you're unsure this week, play over. Like I say, guys, over is always the way to go. College football this week anyway. Both these teams score 50 points. 55-50. Oklahoma over Texas Tech. I think it's going to be a close game for a while. Texas at, I didn't give you the Texas at Oklahoma State game, right? Yeah, I did. Oklahoma State 48-40 over Texas. They just don't show up. Michigan State at Michigan. I'll give you that one in a minute. Let me give you my upset special of the week. Indiana at Rutgers. Rutgers pulls the upset, and guess what? I don't even think it's going to be as close as the final score. 33-27 with a late Indiana score. I think Rutgers is going to walk over them for the better part of the game. Let's go back to Michigan State, Michigan. Is Michigan State as bad as they played last week? Is Michigan as good as they played last week? I think both of those questions are no. I don't think, neither one of them's a ranked team. But I think you got to push Michigan back just a little bit and say, okay, this is the high line. You're not that good. And I don't think Michigan State could be as bad as they played last week. But anywhere when I'm talking about the game, do I see Michigan State passing Michigan? I just don't. From what I saw last week, Michigan played a tight, wrapped, good game. All you got to put is a bow on top of it this week. I think it's going to be close. Does Michigan State, they may even have a chance for a field goal at the end of the game to win it. I don't think they win it, though. 28-26, Michigan. Now, at Penn State, at State College, Ohio State off a big win last week. Penn State off of maybe their biggest loss since Franklin has come to town. They're going to ask for his head if they get blown out this week. And if they were allowing 100,000 fans in there, I would say it'd be a closer game. They're not doing it. It's just not. And you can't make up good teams and bad teams. Some teams suck. Some teams are good. Ohio State is a good team. I'm not putting them on a great level yet. We got to still see what they got going on. Their quarterback played outstanding last week. He and Mac Jones right now have got to be neck and neck for the Heisman. There's no doubt about it. Trevor Lawrence will not win it now with COVID being out 1 or even 2 weeks. That's got to knock him out of the Heisman race. It's got to. Plus, he didn't play well last week. He really didn't. But this is a game where the Ohio State quarterback has got to come out, play a clean game. He does not have to go 30 of 31. He does not have to do that. Don't get me wrong. He does not have to throw for 400 yards. In Penn State, you've got to be a clean game. 17 of 25, 250, 3 touchdowns, no 1 pick even would work. You can do that. You just cannot have 7 of 21, 83 yards, no touchdowns, 4 picks. You just can't have that. That's the kind of day you can never have. I don't care where you're at. But this team, Penn State, is capable of striking back. Now, will Franklin have them ready? I think Franklin is going to have them as ready as they can be. But, are they going to beat the big bully? They're not. They're just not going to do it. Penn State's got too many weapons, too many ways to beat them. 33-21, Ohio State beats Penn State at State College today. So the big games of the week, Oklahoma beats Texas Tech on the road 55-50. Ohio State beats Penn State on the road 33-21. Oklahoma State they're sitting at home 48-40 over Texas. Michigan at home 28-26 over Michigan State. And my upset special of the week, Rutgers over Indiana. If somebody will give you points, take them if you're Rutgers. But I don't think you're going to need them. I really don't. I would play it straight up even if somebody gave me that. Don't give away any points if you're Rutgers, okay? Remind somebody, Indiana's a top 20 team. Not a top 25. They're a top 20 team. 17. People see something I don't see. I think Rutgers will beat this team. I don't think they're going to have a big problem with it. But we'll see what happens, okay? The blowout of the week, Iowa State at Kansas. 44-20. Blowout city. boom, blowout city. You want one more? Boise State at Air Force, blowout city. Give 20, throw 20 points anybody's way. That one. And Alabama, what's going on? What's up, Philip? And another blowout, if you really want to, if you want to go with a top 10 team, Alabama hosting Mississippi State, blowout city. The weather should not be that bad down in Alabama. Tuscaloosa, 65-31 is what I picked on that game. I think Alabama is the best team in the country right now, and they're going to prove it today. Bama by 7, Bama beats them by more than that today. Bama's going to kill them. Mac Jones wants the Heisman more than anything. And with Trevor Lawrence laid up with COVID, this is his chance. This is his chance. This is his chance. Right now, they're saying he'll be anywhere from right around top to mid-round, second-round pick. I'm telling you. I tell you right now, he's going to be a top 5 pick in the draft. You wait and see. Mac Jones. If he wants to go, he may stay in school one more year. If he stays in school one more year, he may be number 1 overall pick. He's not going to – I don't think he'll pass Lawrence just due to the fact Lawrence is 6'6", 6'7", weighs, 260 or 250, whatever he weighs, and can run like an antelope. I mean, he can outrun most defensive backs at that size. It's crazy. He's an athlete. He number 1 overall anything. He's an athlete, and then he can throw the ball, 65, 70 yards. Yeah, he's going number 1, I think, unless something happens. But Mac Jones, if he keeps throwing 400-yard games together, one day I hope to get to see a game in Bama. I have a friend that lives there. Oh man, yeah. My cousin likes to go when they go on the road. He likes to go. He don't want to go to Tuscaloosa. He likes going on the road where it's not as many people. He went to South Carolina and Columbia and watched them play, and they just beat up on them down there. Yeah, he drove down there for a day trip. Come on back same day. Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah. Mac Jones is going to have his chance, man. We'll see. We'll see how good he plays. But if he plays as well as I know he's capable of playing, I'm telling you, he's going to be a first-round pick. I don't think there's any doubt. He's going to move up that far. But if he stays late first, he's going to end up going to a good team, a real good team. He won't make him money, but man, oh man, he ends up, already with a team that's, solidified. But I think he's going to move up farther than that. I would love to see Washington get him, Mac Jones. Golly. Yeah, I'd love to see it. So, all right, guys, that is my college picks of the week. Upset special. Rutgers will beat number 17 Indiana. I think that happens. Indiana, a little too. I mean, they're number 17 in the country. I think that's a little too high for them. We'll see what happens. Rutgers at home today, so keep an eye out on that. Game start noon Eastern time today. You all have a good one and have a great day, and we'll try to see you sometime this evening. Bye-bye.